one of the things that people like to do, and I'm doing a lot more, is I start off doing the lab test and say, this is what's wrong. And then
Yeah.
6 months later, look where we're at now. And 6 months down the road, look where we're at now. And you will see a progression. You will see more and more biology, less and less of toxics, and the salts will magically start to disappear. They will. If they don't disappear, they get eaten up and broken up into something else. That's what happens.
Exactly. All those molecules get broken apart, whether it's glyphosate or any of the other ones. They do, the biology can literally pull them apart, so they're no longer the same molecule, and they get used somewhere else, whether that's making a cell for your plant, or it's making the biology needs those components as well. So it's going all over the place, but having the right biology to break those components apart is one of the keys to the remediation. And Andy, the testing that we do, we never really talk about the other side, like we're talking, arsenic, etc. But we can also talk about having too much calcium, too much magnesium,
That's right. That's right.
Out of balance, and it's detrimental.
That's right. That's right. That's why they call it trace minerals. So if you have trace minerals above the trace levels, it's toxic.
Yeah.
So you think about cadmium, right? Oh, mercury. We shouldn't have. No, you need that in a certain parts per billions. You need a certain, like gold. You need these things in a certain super duper trace amounts. You get anything higher than that, and it's toxic.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on now. We're being bombarded with mercury in the ocean, cadmium, lead. And these are things that are man-made that we are producing on a regular basis. Mother Nature does not produce these like we do, right? We're very, very good at producing toxins. If anything else, we love toxins, and we make it all the time. And that's an issue with me, and that's an issue with the soil. I wish this soil biology could come on and say, you guys have got to stop this, right?
Yeah, it would be nice if the soil biology would actually be able to communicate in different ways than it does. But a lot of it does show, a certain thing. Like, you've got plants that aren't doing well. All of a sudden, you got brown leaves, you got bugs.
There you go. There you go.
Going like, hello, we're in trouble down here.
That's exactly right. So the way the language, right, the way we communicate, some we wave, we do stuff, but the way plants basically tell us, oh, look, I'm being attacked by this disease, dude, or this bug is eating me. Look at it. See the leaves, all the holes in there. See this disease? And they're very ashamed of that. They go, look, I have issues here, right? And the issue always comes down to the soil biology is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. That is the key to it. The people say, well, how can you tell if you have, toxins? And these are, for example, I was talking about bioremediation, about trophical remediation. It's really, very cool ways. These are very, very easy to do, because if you have your own earthworm, if you have your own compost, you're already there. And that's why you want to get the best stuff. That's why, for example, I buy Layton's compost. I find that it has a wide range of biology in it that enhances what I do, and that's very, very important. The Mother Nature always will tell you when there's something wrong. That's why I keep telling over and over again to people, you want to look at what the trees are. The trees, for example, trees communicate, right? They communicate to other trees. They communicate to people, birds, and stuff. Yeah, and when you see a disease on a tree, it's telling other trees, I have a problem here. There's something wrong. And because it can't really cure itself unless the organisms, the biology is there. Humans think that we can just spray this or spray that, because it's a chemical that goes after the effects, not the cause.
Well, and that's the same with our medical industry. We've become so, take the aspirin to get, rid of your headache. Oh, it works in minutes. We expect that to work for our soils. And unfortunately, that's not how Mother Nature built this system. It's based on a little bit of time to make these things happen.
One of the things about you guys talking about Epsom salts, you always have to be careful adding Epsom salt. It's one of those things. Remember, it's the salt, SALT. You add
Yeah.
too much, quickly becomes toxic.